冒険者たちが活躍するのにぴったりな場所だと思いません？
しっかり立ってな。姿を見堪忍してや。へいやさあ祭りの開始や。
これは必要な武力だ。厄払い地雷発除。
夜の権限火の用心。おっとそりゃせってはあ
最後の警告だ。
断罪のな。し
っかり立ってな。
せっ気いってるで。
渚のリン
姿を見
武器を捨てろ。法の裁きを。
花火見おっとやっへいふっへいふっへいやほな長や
動くな。投降しろ。しっかり立ってな。おとなしくしな。はっ
断罪の名において
夜の
聞いてるで。せっそりゃ
最後の警告だ。
やっさあタッチふってやっはあへっはっおっとそりゃ祭りの開始や。
邪魔をするな。
夜の権限やせっやへいやほなやっちょふっ
動くな。法の裁き。厄払いせっほっ
姿を見せ。
武器を捨てろ。
火の用心やっはあへっふっはっさあピンクやで。
おとなしくしな。
黒き翼よ、昼夜を切り裂きなさい。
やっ、これは必要な武力だ。はっはっ、渚のリン。
花火見いひん。ふっせっへっえっ
Oh yeah, forgot. I haven't pulled for Nicole yet. I forgot about that. So I was thinking my friendship team. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I should probably put Nicole in here. Let me just double check. It's Lowen. Okay, so he's level 10, so he's good to be shuffled out. Cool. She still needs a bump, but okay, let's actually. What is this? Okay, cool. Let us. Oh, yeah, I have to retroactively add it to my YouTube VOD title, but let's go. Damn, it'd be really nice to get the only new 4-star on there. Obviously, I lost my 4-star 50/50 to start with, and like, what are the fucking odds? It's like also like the other two are ones that you've gotten like 500 million times because they're also 1.0. Oh my god, what the fuck are the odds of this? 3 times in a fucking row. Like what? Like this is what sucks so much about the 4-stars. Is because you can just get like absolutely butt fucked on them. And it's just like you get these insanely shit odds. Like, seriously. 3 times in a row you get the exact same one and not the one you want. Like, you literally never see it the other way around. Like, I've never seen anyone say, hey, you know what? I got 3 of the new, like, the brand new 4-star that just released. I got 3 of them and back to back. It's like, no, it's always, no, you got fucked. Back to back, it's always. And I get it. It just makes me wonder, you know, if they oops, okay, well, I mean, cool, back to back, that's cool. I mean, that's the thing, is it? I say that, and of course I do understand, like, it does happen, right? It is statistics. The problem is because MiHoYo does. Okay, here we go. So, is this Nicole or not? I don't know where Splash Banner is, so I don't know what she's gonna. So we'll see. Is it Nicole? No, fuck. Damn it. Okay. That's a shame. And of course, official. Of course, if you're gonna fuck me over, you're gonna fuck me over with the wrong. I mean, to be fair, I don't have him at max. Although it's also kind of one of those things where, so a little part of me kind of wants a non-max, or wants a maxed version of max 5-star. Because I do have a few standard banner 5-stars that are max. Because then I can start like bumping the levels of other characters up. Okay, that's cool. I got 3 of her. So I need 6 total to max her out. But realistically, all I really want is just one of them. Because then I can start building them. Like eventually eventually she'll get maxed out over time. Yeah, that's like, honestly, like a razor. I'm getting the least amount of razors. That's the second razor I've gotten, where I've gotten 3 of the new ones, and this is like the 5th or 6th official I've gotten. It's like, so like that as I was saying before, it's like it just makes it really hard to tell. Oh, cool. This is Nicole then. It makes it really hard to tell because MiHoYo does like then the six fucking fischl, three fucking new girl, and 2 fucking razors. It's like how do I get twice as many fischls? Like honestly, the other 2 combined don't even equal the number of fischls I've gotten. It's crazy. Like how is that even possible, right? Yeah. I mean, I knew I was gonna get her because she's guaranteed at this point. So the problem is, like, I would be like, oh well, you know, it's up to luck, it's up to chance. The problem with that, though, is that MiHoYo does actually fuck over the chances. MiHoYo does actually fuck over the odds, because you would assume that when you're like rolling on relics and stuff, when you're rolling on artifacts, you would assume that like, oh, okay, well, if this has, you know, if this has this many main stats, like, oh, if the main stat on a sand can be one of 5 things, you would assume that each of those 5 things is equal, has an equal chance of dropping, right? You would think they would be like, okay, well, there's 5 main stats. We're just going to have those 5 main stats drop at a 20% likelihood. But no, from data mining, that's not the case. Gee, is there any good weapon I want? Yeah, so basically it's the purple bow and the sword I'd want. Of course I'm not getting those. No, of course not. Of course you're going to get the shit ones. The ones that have existed since 1.0. Of course you're going to give me those. And to be fair, this time it's like a 2 and 3. But you know, technically this is a higher chance likelihood. Because I have a 40%. I want to get... Jesus Christ, dude, you give me like literally every fucking one multiple times, except for the 2 that are new. But yeah, so like the idea is that people have data mined artifact rolls, and they've realized, oh my god, this is not even a rate up one. People have data mined the artifact rolls and realized, oh shit, actually, the stats that no one wants, like defense percent, the ones that are so useless, you know, like that practically no one uses, like HP percent, defense percent, like there are characters that use them, but if you look at like the percentage of characters that use them, it's so insanely small. Like, great, like I do have a Durin, so getting his weapon is not the worst. But again, it's just like, wow, this really sucks dick. Where not only am I not getting, not only did I fail both chances, not only did I fail both my 50-50, finally this bow, you know, and it's again, it's like I got this one too. It's like, I just keep getting so many of the ones I don't give a shit about, and none of the new ones. And what people have found out is that from data mining, that like the substats, or the stats that are dog shit, the things that no one cares about. Oh my god, 2 of these, dude! I've gotten one of. I have a 40% chance of getting the weapon I want. Right? There are 5 weapons there. The purple bow and that sword I would want. I have a 40% chance, and I've gotten like 20 weapons so far, and gotten one of them. One of the weapons I want. Of 20 rolls. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's just like... And basically, and again, oh look, not one of the things. No. Give me the fucking stupid fucking spear. Give me the fucking catalyst. Give me the fucking greatsword. No. Don't give me the newer weapons that I haven't maxed out. No, please. Could you fuck me over and give me all the shit that I have 500 million copies of? And there we go. Then now I have the one more of the sword. But it's like, dude, it's literally been 20 rolls. 24-star weapons, and 2 of them. That is a 10% chance when it should be 40. It's a 45. I should have a 40% chance of getting one of those 2 weapons, and they just keep fucking me. Finally, more of them. Jesus Christ, this is like. Okay, this should be the 5-star. Yeah, there we go. So anyway, yeah. So the issue is this that. Oh great, the fucking spear I don't give a shit about. Awesome. But basically, people have data mined the, People have data mined the... Oh cool, is it another weapon? people have data mined the artifacts. So like, or I don't know if they data mined exactly, but they've done calculations and stuff. They've done calculations, and they realized, oh, actually, wait a minute. Like, I'll favor her. They did calculations and realized, oh, it's not a perfect likelihood chance. It's not like, oh, okay, so it's that same thing again. And you would think like, oh, maybe however many main stats you have, how many substats you have, that you would just have an equal likelihood of getting them, right? But people have done the calculations, and like just checked over and over and over again. That's kind of interesting. There's extra damage then. Oh, interesting. That's definitely useful. Oh wow, yeah, that's actually super insanely good. And a big attack bonus and a resistance shred. Wait, you don't? I thought you had the shield was. Oh wait, what? You don't get the no. Oh, I see. The shield is from the skill, and they were like, oh, but also, so the constellation at 2 is. Oh wait, no. Sorry. That is her skill name. Okay, so it's basically. Oh, okay. It's the classic thing we've seen in other C2s, is that your skill, which provides a shield, provides it to the active character. This is just allowing it to provide to all active characters. It's purely a co-op thing. So before, if I did her skill, it would apply just to me and none of my co-op partners. And now, if I get her to C2, my shield applies to everybody, which is good in co-op, obviously. But honestly, it's the first 2 ones that are much better, where it's like you can increase attack by a certain amount based on her attack, but it has a limit. This allows you to go 3. So even if you were at that limit, this allows you to go 300 beyond it. And then the elemental resistance, decreasing elemental resistance is insanely good. See, I'm kind of curious though if I'm kind of curious. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious. Is that? There's a. Oh, wait a minute. So I'm kind of questioning then. So. Yeah, like, I don't know if the elemental resistance based on the corresponding, is that reducing fire and whatever the other element is? Like, so if she was within, like, if she was with Varka, would it reduce the resistance of just Animo, or Animo and fire, right? Because obviously she's doing it. So, because it does corresponding element. So one would assume. Okay. Let's see. Do I have any? Jesus Christ. What's her artifact set? Oh, it's the new one I haven't done any farming for. Okay. That's whatever then. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I have some constellations too. Oh, yeah, and I got the new girl too. Favorite you. Level you up a little bit. Not too much, because I probably don't have all the materials to level her up. And obviously I'm going to focus on Nicole over her. Okay, so it's that thing. Okay. Okay, cool. So I get some energy back. Nice. It's the hunt. Okay, her attack goes up. Okay, so I guess this is kind of like a Dea thing. When you have her burst up, you're in this little burst mode. So she gets a bump to her attack, and then another increase by 50% at the very least. Yeah, so that's her burst. She's going by the 3, that's normal. Oh, ricochet. Ooh, wow, that's actually kind of interesting. That's a cool. And then oh, okay. I love duration expanding things. Oh, nice. Oh, and a flat attack bump too. I'm curious if that goes to base attack, which then gets modified with the attack percents on your artifact. Let me guess. Yeah, it's surprising. Not surprising, it's the Viridescent Venerer set. Sure, why not? But she seems like she wants attack, though. Let me guess, right? Attack percentage. Attack percentage in what, ER? Or ER or attack? So this is actually not that bad. Obviously, even if you want attack percentages on these, you still actually also want even if you won't have attack percent, you obviously want other good stats like crit rate, crit damage. So like, what would make this circlet and goblet better is if it had crit rate, crit damage, and elemental mastery on it. That would be like insanely good. Unfortunately, it doesn't. I'm not super surprised by that. Obviously, the only way this could roll well is if it rolled only crit, because, I mean, these flat attacks is fine, I guess, but of course, fucking course, it doesn't roll what you want. Fuck you, right? Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Hey, I have an attack percent thing. Hey, I know what you want. You want all 3 into HP percent, right? Clearly that's what you want. Like, this attack percent thing, yeah, let's just go. Let's just fuck over your first roll. So yeah, basically, almost as bad a roll you could possibly get. The only way this could be worse is that I didn't get that one crit rate roll and I rolled something else. But like, of 5 rolls, only 1 actually rolls in the stat that matters. That kind of sucks, obviously. Wait, I have an attack. Yeah, look at the stats. The stats are not shit. This at least has flat attack. I'm not super worried about it though. It's whatever. Of course, the first roll is also dog shit. Like, that's what fucking sucks so much about these. There's been so many instances where it's been like, here's your rolls. Oh yeah, your first roll, flat out is dog shit. It's like, first roll you get into this is crap. Completely useless. The first roll you do is like, yeah, just dumped in the trash immediately, and it's like, God, that sucks. Of fucking course. Again, I have a 50% chance. 50% chance of getting a stat that I want, either flat attack or energy regen. Of the 4 rolls, 1 of them went into the stat I want. So that's a 25% success rate. For this one, I had 5 rolls. 5 rolls to roll, because I started with 4 stats. I started with 4 stats. And only 1 of those 5. That's a 20%. So in one artifact, I got fucked 80% of the time of a 50%. I had a 50% probability, and I got fucked 80% of the time. This one, again, same thing. 50% probability, got fucked 80% of the time. It just sucks. It sucks. Wait, why the fuck did you pick that one? This one's better. Because this one has EM. Its attack percent and EM, of course. And again, the first stat, of course, goes into something. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It was a 3 statter. Okay, well, again, so obviously it had to go defense percent regardless because it was the 4th stat. But again, yeah, the first roll, yeah, defense percent, again, awesome. Oh my god, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, even if both other rolls go into something I actually want, it starts, oh my fucking god. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Look at this. Literally fucked. A 50% chance of getting a roll that is either attack percent or elemental mastery. 50% chance. And I got 0% of the rolls. That is a 20%, that is an 80% fuck you rate. That is a 75% fuck you rate. And then now 100% fuck you rate. It's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. This sucks so much dick to do this shit. It's like, it just sucks so much to play this game. Because considering how much you get fucked. Every fucking time. It's just like, oh my god, it just sucks so much to play this game sometimes. Because it just finds every possible way it can fuck you. And as I said, so people were actually doing like predictions and stuff like that, and like analyzing the stuff, and being like, oh, okay, well, oh yeah, I got this. People were like going through and like, simulating roles in the game, and they were like, they were simulating. Oh, actually, yeah. They were simulating roles in the game, like artifact roles, and they were like noticing, yeah, like, let's lock that. Let's unlock this. Where is Durin's weapon? But people were basically simulating roles, and they realized that. So for those things, right? It was 4 substats, and logically, you would think I have a 25% chance of. Actually, one sec. I need to go to the bathroom. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, people were doing like the simulations to try to calculate like the odds of stuff. So I needed like one more of this and it would have been max, but of course I got absolutely fucked. But people were calculating the odds for like artifact rolls, and it was like, yeah, you would think that, oh, okay, well if you have 4 substats, right? You should have a 25% chance of getting each one of the subsets. Look at how many of these I have. I got 8 fucking Dragon's Banes, 4 fucking Bells, 2 Favonius weapons, and only 2 Well, a total of 4 of the weapons I wanted, right? So wait a minute. Do I have 2 Rainmaker? Yeah, I do. Cool. And I got 2 of each of the weapons I wanted. I got 8 fucking Dragon's Veins. And, like, and not even half of that in the combined weapons that I wanted. Okay, where's my... Where is this? Where is that weapon? I don't have it down here. Is it up here? Oh, cool. So this was actually almost max anyway. Oh, yeah, this is Skirt's alternate weapon. Okay, well, that's cool. At least I have an R5, one of those. The problem is for this one, I still don't have an R5 version of this, so I need to lock that again. And then, so yeah, so it just kind of sucks. I don't need more of these. Oh, I see. These are not from the gacha. Yeah, so... But yeah, people were doing data mining and shit like that, and they realized, oh, wait a minute. Like, even though these are 4 substats, so you should, in theory, right, have 4 chances at them, right? That's the wrong one. Even though there are 4 substats, you should be getting, 25% of each, right? No, they realize, depending on what the substat is, the odds of actually rolling it are slightly higher. Which really fucking sucks, because they basically weight the shittiest stats higher. So you're more likely to get fucked on your rolls. Which just sucks. Like, who the fuck wants to deal with a system like that that's designed to fuck you over? That's designed to be like, yeah, we're gonna fuck you over as much as we possibly can. Because fuck you, that's why. It's just like, that just sucks. You know? Because, like, you already have to grind enough, and it just sucks. Because it's one of these things where it's like, you just don't have no control over it. You know? You can't control your substats. You can't control all sorts of stuff, and it just sucks where, like, every single step of the way is kind of like designed to fuck you over, you know, where it's just like, oh yeah, like we already made it hard enough, because again, it's not even just the substats, it's also the main stats too. You're already not super likely to get the main stat you want, because we weight the shittier stuff, main stats, lower anyway. So not only are we fucking you over getting the artifact to begin with, but even once you have the artifact, we're going to continue to try to fuck you over afterwards. Which obviously doesn't feel good. Oh, she's Catalyst too. I thought she had she has her hammer. Yeah, for some reason I thought she was was going to be a, I wonder if she'd be good with this. This might actually be good for her. Let's see. Do I have any E? Yeah, we don't really have any recommendations. Do I have any EM weapons? I think all my EM weapons... Oh, actually I do have an EM weapon. Oh, but no, she's not going to be triggering that, so... Nope. I mean... That was a skill. Oh, Bond of Life. Yeah, Bond of Life one's kind of annoying. It's fine. Okay, nope. She's not attacking. She's not HP scaling. Not in the field. Okay, so this is, you have to be off field the entire time. Electro reaction, she's not triggering Electro, she's useless. Oh, this is one of the ones where... This is one of the ones where, like, Ning Wong, where she... Ning Wong or, Ning... Oh, Klee, I guess, yeah. Okay, Oh, that's actually pretty good. This is obviously good because it has better stats. Yeah, 200 elemental mastery is insanely good because she is going to be triggering swirls. She has the Viridescent Venerer set. So, what is her skill? What's her? 15-second cooldown, so that actually works very well. It means I have 100% uptime on it. Bane Hammer, dealing damage. Shrouded. I mean, I think this is actually a pretty good weapon for her. Because once she does her skill, which empowers her and boosts her EM by 200, which is obviously, for a Animo unit, is very helpful. Oh, yeah, I haven't done my... oh, actually, wait, no, yeah, I've got the friendship team. Okay, so obviously we're going to bring in... Oh, yeah, this... In this, it's only sorted by level. Oh, god damn it. There we go. Realistically, I could take Linnea out and bring in the little girl. Because I do need... it's like... Linnea's already friendship level 8, so I guess I really should. It's just, she's really convenient to use because she is a healer. And otherwise, I don't have a healer. That's nice. Oh, shit, attack percent weapon. Oh, well. Oh, cool. So it's a high base attack, low substat weapon, which maximizes her attack percent gains. I need the new set for her. Oh, whoops! I forgot to get my condensed resin first. Okay. There we go. I'll take that out. Let's do that one. Okay. Well, that's all I'm going to do for that. Then swap back to a team for combat. And let's get back to the story. Wasted a little more time than normal. But yeah, I mean, as you saw, like I just got absolutely butt fucked on rolls for that. It just sucks. It just sucks so much. Actually, wait a minute, what's her EM? Or what's her ER? I think her ER is too high with that weapon. Oh, actually, with that weapon, I could probably go attack Sans, actually. That's what I should do. But I'm just double checking what her, how much... 70 cost. That's a toughie. That's a toughie. Because, like, if it was 80 cost, then having a little higher ER would be better. 70 is like shit. Like, does she need that much ER? Because the weapon itself is going to give her 50% ER, basically. It's a little under 50%. So any substat rolls. And then, of course, she has an ER Sans, too. So now she's like 180% that. So I don't know if she needs that much. I guess I've checked with actual proper build guides to see kind of what the threshold of ER she needs for a typical team is, but whatever. I don't know how much I'm going to be using her. Obviously, she's not maxed out. If she was maxed out, I would definitely be more encouraged to use her. But she doesn't have a lot of constellations, so it's like,
その案はやや危険なのではないでしょうか。あれはキングデシレトでさえ完成させられなかった技術だ。 下手にアーカーシャ端末の代わりとなるものが見つからなければ、この方法で行くしかないだろう。
この案は理論的には実現可能な上、リスクもこれほど大規模なものとなると、たとえカーベやファルザンさんのような機械に精通した学者を総動員して。
戻ったんだね。怪我はないかい？
この二人は君たちの友達？
ひひ、ここにいる奴らはほとんどオイラたちの友達だ。
よろしく。私は
ほう、歴史上の言う。
はじめまして。友達の友達もまた友達。
そうなの？
そうじゃないのかい？
砂漠では違うかな。友達は信じられ、でも旅人が悪人と友達になるわけないか。
Yeah, I imagine that trust is a very precious commodity in the desert. When people's survival is at stake, like trust is far more vital, and much harder to earn. Because one of the things that pretty much everyone will recognize and generally accept is that if you get fucked over by someone who's doing it just to survive, people understand that. They're like, yes, they were about to die. They were dying of thirst, so they killed you for your water, right? Obviously, you don't like them. You don't like that they killed you, but you would understand it at the very least. And it's one of those just base things that everyone kind of understands. Like, you know what? If my life was on the line, I don't even know what I would do to survive, right? And so that's the problem with the desert, is that like people's lives are at stake constantly just to survive the rough terrain. So you have to be incredibly sparing with your trust, because you don't know how dire other people's situations are and what they might be willing to do for what you have.
砂嵐が止んだということは、ジュラバドの問題は全て解決し。
って感じだぞ。あのムカつく喋り方。
そうだったのか。
うん。つまり、その人物は自分が執行官の手下。
おう、それが。
But yeah, that's what sucks about those artifacts too. Is like that's why you kind of want to have like your artifacts with 3 good substats, because that way you're at least you have a high likelihood of getting something you could use, and if you do re-roll it, you have a good likelihood of getting something helpful as well. But yeah, I really hate how MiHoYo weights the shittier stats. Like it's already RNG on RNG, right? Like when you're going for artifacts, it's already a 50% chance of getting the artifact set you want. And then it's, okay, well, cool. It dropped the right set. Okay, well, is it the right piece? Now you have a 20% chance of getting the specific piece you want. If you're grinding just for a hat on that set, you have a 10% chance with each artifact roll, with each artifact that drops, for it to be what you want. 10%. Because it's 50% to be your set, and then 20% of that to be the hat, because it's one of 5 pieces of the artifact. Which is, of course, 50% of 20% is 10%. So with each one, you have a 10% thing of getting the thing you want. So you're going to get fucked 90% of the time when farming artifacts. If you're looking for a specific piece. If you don't give a shit, like when I'm going to farm Nicole, anything in her set will be good. But eventually at some point, you're going to want to farm something specific to improve upon. So, a 10% chance of getting just the piece in the correct set. Then there's the RNG of getting the correct substat on it, or the main stat first. So like let's say you want attack percent, right? Now you have to, of that 10%, you now have a, let's just say it's a 20% chance of getting attack percent, right? So that 10% now becomes 2%. So 2% chance of getting a hat with attack percent main stat on your set for everything that drops. And then, of course, there's the substats. So you could finally get the thing you want with the main stat, but now all of its substats are complete dog shit, like flat attack, flat HP, flat defense, defense percent. Great, completely useless. So it's just like... And that's the thing, is completely ignoring substats, you still only have a 2% chance of getting what you want. And considering that attack percent might have a higher likelihood of dropping, if you want crit rate or crit damage, or even elemental mastery, that might drop down to a 1% chance. So you have a 1% chance of just getting, a hat with the right main stat in the right set. Like, that's already dog shit. It's a 1% chance of getting the thing you want, completely ignoring substats, right? Which actually are what really matter. Well, I guess not really matter. Like, obviously, with shit substats, it's fine. You know, you can still use it even with all bad substats because it's better than nothing. But still, it just sucks. They just are incredibly, and like, so when it's all and these are just kind of like assuming like standard averages, right? Where it's like, oh, you have a 1 in 5 chance of getting the 1 in 5. The specific piece of the set, which is like there are 5 pieces of the set. So it's, yeah, sure, 1 in 5, right? And then for attack percent, right? Well, there are 5, main stats you can get for hats, I think. Something like that. Maybe 6. Let's say 5. I think it is actually 6, but let's say 5 because it's easier, a rounder number, right? So it's a 20% chance, right? So that's still a 2% chance of getting that. You have a 2% chance of getting an attack percent hat on the set you want every time you farm. Like, so that would mean that you'd have to farm, on average, 50 relics, 50 artifacts would have to drop for you to get the one that you want. And of course, that's just the averages. 2% is really small, so it's easy to see you get fucked for longer, but also have a chance to get it earlier, you know? So it's just... So then the fact that they add this weighting as well, where some substats and main stats that are not as desirable have a higher likelihood of dropping, is just dog shit. It's just insidious bullshit, where it's like, even if you didn't do that, people are going to get fucked enough simply because of how much RNG there already is in this. So fuck us on the tiny percentages as well. It's just fucking douchey. And I've always hated that. I've always criticized them for this. I think it's absolute trash. The odds are already bad enough that you don't need to go out of your way to fuck us further. But, they're not going to listen to me, so it's whatever. I got to change how that system works. It might be something if enough people complain, maybe during their next game, they won't do something like this. Because like Honkai Star Rail definitely does it better. Honkai Star Rail is definitely easier to farm pieces you want. And in fact, they even have Relic Recon, which is like, hey, you know what? For this patch, we're going to have Relic Recon, which is you set a character, and doing activities in the game will give you tokens, which you can then use to roll for artifacts. And every 8 rolls, you're guaranteed to get something with the correct main stat and I think some substats. So it's guaranteed to be like somewhat good. You know, obviously it's still 1 in 6, so you kind of hope that roll happens to be one of the ones that are harder to get, because like getting a feather or a hat one is annoying because the main stat is set at HP or attack. So it's much easier to farm, so it's much better if you get the ones that have variable main stats. But either way, they have that. So it generally in Honkai Star Rail, it's easier to farm, for one. It's just flat out easier to do so. It happens faster. It's easier to actually create the pieces you want, if you ever need to. So you can create the pieces you want super easily, and even set the stats and main stats as well. So it's generally just easier and feels better to farm, and then they have events where they make it even easier as well. Like hell, we just got a triple relic event, or double or triple relic or whatever, right? So now when you farm relics, they get double or triple the rewards. Genshin literally never does that. All of their shit is like, hey, we have Leyline Overflow, which doubles your money or experience gain ley lines, and we have some ones that increase your talent domain ones, but never a relic domain one. You know, never an artifact domain. There's never been a buff to the artifact domain drop rate ever, which is like, that's the thing that actually fucking matters. That's what you should be helping us with. And then they introduced this whole, you craft your own artifact relic. And like every fucking time I've done that, I've gotten absolutely as fucked as you possibly could. Like literally as they do the bare minimum for what they say they're going to do, and fuck you over as hard as they can every step of the way. So I'm like, oh, okay, I want this as the main stat, and I want these two as the substats. Okay. So now it rolls for the other substats. Were any of the other substats good? Nope. Complete trash. Completely fucking useless for the character I wanted for. I did crit rate, crit damage for the main substats I chose, and then it gave me like flat HP and defense percent. I'm like, great, that's fucking useless. And I'm like, okay, well now it's time to roll, right? I have 5 rolls. I'm guaranteed to get at least 2 into the substats I chose. How many subsets did I get? How many subset rolls did I get into the 2 I picked? Exactly 2. All the other 3 went into the dog shit subset rolls that were absolute trash. So they gave me the bare minimum they had to, due to their system. But I'm like, okay, well, this is still a good position to be in. It should be a 50% chance of getting the things I want, plus I have a guarantee. You know, and it's the correct main stat and subset, so I'll use my feather to reroll the stats. Okay, and again, I have a 2 guarantee. How many did I get for the reroll? 2. Again, only 2. The ones that were guaranteed to roll in my thing, rolled that. Every other one went into the fucking dog shit ones that don't fucking matter. And then finally, I re-rolled enough, getting fucked every second fucking time, right? On your 3rd reroll, it now ups the rate to 3 on the substat you want. How many did I get then? 4 or 5, maybe? No, 3. The bare minimum, again, that was guaranteed. And then the other 2 are into the dog shit. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is just bad luck. So I created another one. Another one with the same main stat and crit rate, crit damage. How many rolled crit rate, crit damage? 2 again. So I got fucked once more with the bare minimum. And again, like this one was, again, the other subsets were slightly better because it was like defense percent and flat attack. And she does actually scale off attack. So I was like, okay, well, at least the flat attack is not completely useless, like flat defense or flat HP and defense percent. But it was still defense percent, flat attack, and it rolled 3 times into the shit stats I don't fucking want. So it was just like, I don't know. Genshin's artifact system is like just designed to fuck you over, and it just feels like shit. It feels like shit to do. So like, I would never be the type of person who's going to be like min-maxing their Genshin characters. To be like, I'm gonna keep farming this set over and over and over again until I finally get the pieces I need, so I can finally get like 4 out of my 5 substats into good substat rolls, because that's like a never-ending thing. It's like, because as we saw, you know, if I'm farming for a hat, if I'm farming for a better hat, that's a 2% chance, a 1 to 2% chance of getting just the main stat that I want for that hat in the set that I want. You know, not including the substats. So I would have to farm 50 or 100 relics just to have the chance to see if I got fucked in the substats, which of course, again, because they weight the substats, of course you got fucked on the substats, you know? So now do another 50 to 100, you know? Doesn't feel good. Does not feel good. And there's no value for the dog shit. Like, you could say, well, no, you could put the 3 bad. They have this like boxing system where it's like you put 3 5-star artifacts into it, you can get from a particular set. But the thing is, I don't think you can pick what piece from the set you get. So again, you can pick the set, but you can't pick the piece, which is like, okay, that does help. That 1 to 2% chance of getting what you want now becomes a 2 to 4, because you don't have that 50% modifier in the beginning to get the set you want. You're like, cool, now I just have a 20% chance of getting the hat, and a 20% chance of getting attack percent as the main stat. So now it's, you know, 4%. Great. Awesome. Hooray. You know? I have a, you know, I have a 4% chance of getting it. Like, great. Like, so yes, it doubles your likelihood of getting it, because you no longer have to roll that, you know, coin flip for the set. But again, the odds are still dog shit. Whereas, you know what you can do in Honkai Star Rail? You can scrap your 5 stars. You can scrap your 5 stars, and you get these little like tokens for them. You get these little tickets. And basically what you can do is, once you have 100 tickets, which does take you about like maybe like 25 stars to scrap, you're like, okay, these are crap. I'm gonna scrap them all for tickets. Get tickets. You can put 100 tickets, and you can tell it what set you want and the piece within the set. and it just randomizes. So for if you just decide to farm, which is much easier to do in Honkai Star Rail, and just scrap everything you get that is not perfect, you can then feed it in and be like, well, I really just need boots, so I'm going to go put all the tickets I just farmed into rolling on some new boots to see if I can get speed boots with some good substats, right? You can do that. And then, of course, you can also use self-molding resin to even lock in the main stat. And more self-molding resin to lock in substats, too. So it's like you have perfect control over it on whatever level you want. If you want to but if you don't want to use self-molding resin at all, you can still pick the piece you want. So it feels better. Whereas in Genshin, it's like, nah, it feels like shit. Because you're throwing 3 pieces in for a 20% chance of getting the thing you want, the piece you want, and then you need the main stat, because anything can be... So just, yeah, feels like shit. Even though you might need to sacrifice the same number of artifacts, it also it's much more of a pain in the ass to farm Genshin artifacts. So it's like you spend more time actively farming in Genshin, so then just get fucked every step of the way. Definitely doesn't feel good.
責任を他人に押し、今は待つ。目の前の問題を片付けよう。隠蔽工作が適当だったのは、君たちに自分の
なんだか難しい話ばっかりでついていけないよ。勝手にジェイド？思考の猟銃の人？まさか。
まあ傭兵だし、どこで会ったって不思議じゃないだろう。それより、その隣にいるのは？
Oh, interesting. She recognizes her by name. Obviously, Dea has more of a reputation, and she's older, so presumably maybe more people know her by her moniker than her name. And maybe Jet's just starting out. I'm curious if because Jet said she became a mercenary too, so it could be that Dea is aware of her because of her merc ties, or she might have known her before. I can't remember if Dea was with us when we met her and her father. I don't think so. I think it was just us. I think it was just us and a scientist or one of the researchers from Submarine.
それで何か方法は見つかったのか？
ああ、見つけたよ。計画の実現性について議論と検証を重ねた結果、新しいシステムをゼロから作るのは無理そうだ。
Wait, what? That's weird. Yeah, this was new, and this was new, maybe. But, like, neither of these are where we are. Oh, no, no, because we already had this before. Yeah, they were saying something new, and it's like, this doesn't tell us shit, though. It's just like... Oh, I guess there's the Aru, maybe. The Aru pops up, maybe? Oh, I see. Using certain resources we hope to find in the mausoleum of King Deshret, which is this. So it's letting us know, hey, by the way, the huge pyramid in the center of Sumeru is the mausoleum. Which I guess... So it might have to do with Aru, because they mentioned the unfinished grand design Aru. So it could be that this Aru is part of the equipment that we need to...
沈黙の殿にある一部の資料によれば、霊廟内部には R という中枢装置
Here we
が
go.
存
Yeah,
在する。
right. Literally, yes, it is that.
学術記録が事実であれば、R とその内部に秘められたエネルギーは、アーカー社改造ただし、この計画を実現するには、技術を掛け合わせる必要があった。
Well, I mean,
賢者たちが
you say the technological integration. Well, first of all, I mean, you're both from relatively the same civilization, so there should be some level of similarities between it, maybe. Obviously, if Deshret's work was more advanced, then maybe it'd be a little harder. The weirder thing, though, is... So you have this device that can... You're like, oh, yeah. It's an unfinished device in King Deshret's mausoleum that can supposedly power this thing. It's like, that sounds like a very dangerous thing. If it's a power source that can still power something after so long, like, it sounds like... Yeah, it could be a dangerous object.
議論は白熱してるけど、ウリンの民は砂漠の技術を避けたがるけど、危機が
また人 R ってあの R か？だったら今は
さすがパイモン。沈黙の伝の記録によれば、R はキング・デシェレトの至高なる構想から生まれ、人間の職人と神の手によって作られた霊廟の。でも具体的に R に何ができるのか、そもそも何のために作られたのか。
So it's like, yeah, we don't know what it is or what it does or why it was created, but we're just gonna plug our device into it and hope that it powers it fine. It's like maybe at least knowing what it does is something you should know before plugging random devices into it, right? It'd be like seeing a socket in the wall and be like, okay, I'll just plug my device into it. It's like, yeah, but like America has 120 watt plugs, but I think Europe has like 200 watt plugs. So you plug your American electronics into a European socket, so, you know, you're kind of fucked. You're going to destroy your device. So it's like knowing what it is and maybe not why. Like who gives a shit why, right? If it was just purely a power source, he's like, oh, I just need a power source to power something. Then the why could just be I need to power something. But knowing what it does is far more important to make sure that it doesn't do anything you don't want it to do. Because if what it does is act as a power source that is closely tied with something that's going to rip open a hole in the abyss, then maybe don't turn it on, so that you can also power your device as well.
以前時の王トートの神殿であの方から直接三冠神が R に閉じ込められてるって話を聞いてなかったら、そんな場所が本当に存在するなんて信じられなかっただろうね。
ああ、おいらも初めて聞いた時はびっくりしたぞ。
Or maybe or maybe that's why Aru is powerful. It's because it has those three beings trapped in there. I don't know, like, are they gods? Like, we met Thoth, and Thoth was able to grant wishes and grant power, so it seems like he's kind of godlike. So is he a similar god to like the goddess of flowers, that type of thing, where it's like not a true Archon, but like still a powerful god in and of themselves? And so is Aru powered by like the life force of the gods that are trapped within, maybe? Is that what it is? In which case that'd be relatively safe. If Aru is just purely a device used to imprison supernatural entities to use as a power source, then there shouldn't be any, I mean, maybe, not be any negative aspects of using that power, maybe. Other than killing the gods within. Like, you know, they've been in there for a while, so I'm sure they're fine.
覚えているよ。聖水を巡らせる者は愛憎を消し去る者は。
そうそう。こんな時ネフェルがいてくれたらな。
奇遇だね。その友達ならここ。さらに言うと一人じゃない。君たちの友達を名乗る二人。
本当？
ああ、君たちそのうちの一人は。
See, was it Nefer and Jehoda? Like, Jehoda makes the natural... If Nefer came, Jehoda would seem the natural one because she's the assistant. But it also could be Lama because of all the shipping between the two of them.
R を突破口にするのは正解だったな。
ほら、二人はあそこに。
Oh, it's Nicole. Oh, interesting. Oh, if Nicole came, then yeah, this is definitely a viable option then. Well, yeah, no shit. Like, yeah. It's like if she's been alive since the time of the angels, yes, of course she can cite long lost histories effortlessly, because she literally lived through them and was there.
早めに出発して正解だったわね。危うく
入れなくなるって
知らなかったの？スメールを覆うようにもう誰も
Oh, interesting.
まさに
Was that the next phase? The next phase of their plan, isolating Sumeru? Kind of weird because they made it seem like they were doing the Irminsul, the corruption of the Irminsul was then going to spread out from there and affect the entire planet. So it's weird that they would lock it in. Unless maybe they locked it in so they could first fully, so they wouldn't get interrupted while they're doing their plan, while at the same time waiting until everything had broken and it was unfixable, and Sumeru had started getting corrupted, and then they can release the barrier and let Sumeru's corruption flood outwards.
それもファリュイの死は
この件は彼らと無関係じゃないかしら。世界樹はテイワットの地脈の根幹で、もしかすると
Oh, okay, never mind
昔
then.
から世界樹には深刻なダメージを受けた際に、
じゃあもし世界樹の影響がスメール中に広がったらスメールの人たちは
I mean, this is what I find stupid, right? Does that mean they won't be able to escape to other nations? Are you fucking dumb? If it keeps spreading, what nation is safe? But they can't leave and go to another nation. Where would they go that would possibly be free from this? If we can't stop this and it continues to spread, the entire planet is fucked. Every planet. So whether you die now, stuck in Sumeru, or die a month from now when it spreads to wherever the fuck you went, you're still dead. And in fact, basically, if we can't solve it now, the world is fucked, right? If we can't solve it now and save these people now, they're dead. Because if it spreads beyond the borders of Sumeru, clearly there's no way in hell we're going to stop it at that point, right? This does feel like... Actually, no, I guess it's kind of hard to tell. I was going to say, it feels like one of those things where we might be able to stop the problem, but we can't undo the damage it causes. But technically, the Irminsul is kind of special, where basically it records the knowledge of the world, the collective unconsciousness of the world. And so if you do fix it, then it can retroactively change people's perceptions. But either way, it's the kind of thing where it's like, there's no safe space, so where the fuck would you run to? It's like, Paimon, if we can't stop this and they need to run outside of Sumeru, where would they go where they would be safe?
今のところはね。けど、私はそれを防ぐために来たの。
So I understand your idea, but oh no! You mean they're trapped here and they can't escape? It's like, escape where? The Irminsul is going to fuck over the entire planet. You know? This isn't like a nuclear blast, right? This isn't like, oh shit, this nuclear reactor is about to blow, and now there's a barrier in place keeping everyone within the blast radius, so that if it blows up, they will die. But if the barrier wasn't there, you could just get outside the blast radius and be safe. Hey, I'm good. Just pulled for Nicole. Got absolutely fucked in my rolls. And I got absolutely fucked on rolling artifacts for the new little girl. And so I started playing, started getting back into the story again.
こいつをスメールに戻るよう説得するなんて。 まあ知恵に長けて弁も立つこの私でもさすがに骨が折れたけどね。
それでスメールが危ないっていうのが。
その口ぶりからして
どうやら私の過去を知らないようだね。
私が知っているのはあなたの力が時の王に由来するということだけよ。彼のこと、あなたの過去はその気になればいくらでも調べられるけれど、誰にだって
その判断に感謝するよ、ニコさん。
Yeah, Nefer is super hot.
などくらいは私が暮らす場所だからね。これまで多少は力を尽くしたけど、スメールでまた。
あなたが言っていることも理解できるわ。人の感情は理由でも、人間の感情は複雑で矛盾に満ちている。そして私たち天の使いの責務は人々が、だからあなたの過去に何があったのかを聞かせてほしいの。あなたを形作っているのは単なる肉親。
断る。
ちょっと、せっかく感動的な雰囲気にしたのよ。ここは心を開いて話してくれれば。
そうなのかい？あいにく
That's
空気を
funny.
読むのが苦手でね。確かにあんたの言う通りだよ。私を形作ってるのは単なるにけど、あんたの導きで考えが変わるとは思えないね。
あなたは、
いや、むしろ永遠に覚えていたいね。
そう。それなら私
もちろんさ。天の
遥か昔、天の使いがまだ単調で退屈な仕事、冷め切った他人との関係、今の方がずっと楽しいことばかりよ。でも人の感情は、
Yeah, it's one of those things everyone kind of romanticizes, right? No matter how shitty something is, yeah, and in the moment you might think, God damn, this sucks so much. There's a lot of people that when it's all over and it's years down the line, you look back fondly on those memories. You know? Like, I think that's why MMOs do so well, especially the tedious ones, and like the ones that do the best oftentimes are the ones that have the most friction. Well, maybe not the most friction. There's a certain level of friction which will actively drive away player bases. So if you make something too easy and there's no challenge, you might be able to keep a population, but it's not going to be a long-lasting thing. You're going to keep them for a bit, and then once the game falls off, everyone falls off. All right. But the games that have a certain level of friction, and that's why like World of Warcraft Classic is so popular, is because there's a lot of friction in that game. It's never overwhelming. It's never like, oh my god, like this is such a tedious piece of shit. I absolutely hate everything about this. It's like, no, every little thing is tedious, but it's not overwhelmingly tedious, right? There's a certain level of tedium in the grind to level up, and having to be very careful as you kill monsters, because you often can't kill more than one or two at a time without endangering yourself. So there's a level of tedium you do as you are slowly killing monsters or going after or doing quests and stuff like that, right? But it's that friction, that tediousness, that drives people to meet up with other players, to form groups to do things, to suffer it alone or suffer it together. And at the end of the day, once you've hit level 60, you look kind of fondly back on it and be like, wow, that was a trek. I did that. That was cool, right? And some people might be like, and World of Warcraft retail has kind of like foregone that. They're like, we're not going to have that level of tediousness anymore. People generally these days don't like that level of tediousness, that level of slow grind, slow build. And so they've changed. And so that's why retail's appeal is very different than Classic's appeal. And I think, they each, and the fact that they're keeping, the only reason why I think World of Warcraft is even as popular as it is now is because it has both. If it only had retail, I think a huge majority of its player base would be gone. I think it would still have a player base, right? But I think it's because it has both. It's because I think a lot of people do play Classic and a lot of people play retail, but I think some people who play retail still play retail because Classic exists. They might have quit if Classic didn't exist. They'd be like, well, what a deal. I have Classic, I have Season of Discovery. Like, I'll just keep my sub going because, I have these other things I can do to distract myself while the current game I normally play is boring, right? And so if it just had retail, it would be fucked. And, and that's why people want challenging content as well. Like, fights that are challenging, raids that are challenging. And I think that's kind of what WoW does a disservice to itself with its retail raids, is because the Race to the World's First are people playing the raid in a way that just won't exist in like 6 months. The raid that people fight in a Race to the World's First is going to be different than the fight that exists 6 months later, because they're going to nerf it. They're going to let people do it at this challenging level, and then they're going to nerf it, and maybe nerf it some more, and maybe nerf it some more. So no one can ever play that original difficulty ever afterwards. And World of Warcraft, I think, does a lot of cannibalizing its own content to its own detriment, I believe. I think Final Fantasy does it really well in that, like, they have literally, first of all, they don't cannibalize any of their shit. You can play the entire game from 2.0 onwards, and all content is there. Every single thing. You want to do the original 2.0 raids, the 2.0 Alliance raids, they're there. You want them to be still somewhat challenging, but you can do min-eye level, right? You want them to be no challenge, you unsync them. And you can just go in with one level 100 character and just destroy them, right? If you want it to be somewhat challenging, you sync them. Now you're all level 50, You want them to be really challenging, you min-eye level sync them. In which case, now you're doing the fight not with the max eye level of the expansion, but the minimum eye level that fight was designed around. And it should still be somewhat slightly easier because of all the potency differences and changes to actions and stuff like that. But even still, you can go back and do old content on with varying levels of challenge, depending on whether you want to unsync, sync, or min eye level sync them. And that exists for all content, right? Extreme trials, extreme trials, raids, savage raids. Ultimates automatically get synced, so you can't change. You can't pick and choose. Ultimates are designed for that level, and you have to do it synced. So there's no way to cheat and do it unsynced. So, but it's oftentimes, while doing the grind might seem bad. So basically, I did the Eureka Relic grind. I did it when it was current. I got all the Animos weapons and all the Animos gear before Pagos came out. Pagos was the only one I wasn't able to do the same thing. I think I was 3 weapons behind when Pyros came out, so I think I had 3 more weapons to still farm but when Pyros came out. But I was able to farm that and then farm all the Pyros weapons before Hydatos came out. And then before the end of the expansion, I had all the Hydatos weapons. I had all the Eureka weapons. And even a few, well, maybe not a few, maybe one or two Physios weapons. I think I had at least one Physios weapon. And I had beaten Baldesion Arsenal. Now, this was a grind. Holy shit, it was grindy. In all steps of the way, right? The amount of Animos crystals I had to farm, and Protean crystals. Pagos was the worst. The farming there was absolutely terrible. So much so that they nerfed it a few times. Because the Frosted Flakes that dropped so infrequently that you had to actively farm them if you wanted to actually get them at a rate that you were getting from killing the notorious monsters. It was rough. So that's why, because I wasn't actively farming, I was mostly just kind of AFKing in the zone, waiting for notorious monsters to pop. On occasion, helping to pop them as well. But for the most part, like, I was in there AFKing all the time. So I got all my weapons. Now, is that boring? Fuck yeah, it's boring. Did we have fun? Yeah. Like at the time, yes, it felt boring. It felt tedious. It felt never-ending. But thinking back on it, I'm just like, man, I think that was fun, right? Because you idealize it back in the past. You're like, man, like, that was a fun time, you know? Just chilling in there, shooting the shit with people in shout chat, you know? Joking around. Sometimes helping farm notorious monsters and stuff. Farming, you know, going out and farming crystals and stuff, you know? Doing all that stuff, you know? At the time, I'm pretty sure I felt bored and it felt tedious. But after the fact, you're just like, that was kind of fun. I kind of enjoyed myself. You know, it's the same kind of thing, where it's because it had a little friction that was there. It was not inconsequential. So it feels like when you get the thing you want, you feel more rewarded. Whereas if it was too easy to get, you would just kind of not really value it as much. I think a lot of people had that feeling with the Endwalker relics. People are like, you get the Endwalker relics too easily. You just spend tomes directly and you just get them with no grinding whatsoever. It's, here's the next step. Please spend 1,500 tomes and you get it. And that was every step. And people didn't like that. Now for me, I don't give a shit, right? I get relic weapons for the relic weapon appearance. I want the glamour. That's it. I don't care how I get it. I will get it. So not having to do the grind that was Eureka and Bajra, I was totally fine, you know? Because I've done those grinds. They suck when you're getting all weapons, you know? It is fucking grindy. So not having to do that, I was totally fine. I think it was mostly the casuals who were like, I get one weapon and that's it. So doing that one grind once, they're just like, yeah, that's fine. You know? Like, I'm going to grind for the one weapon or one or two weapons I want, so I'm fine grinding one or two times. But it's like, dude, bitch, I grinded 15 weapons in Eureka, I think. And then 17 weapons in Bajra. You know? I did that shit. You know? And I did all the Realm Reborn relics and the Heavensward relics. I did those grinds. I have every fucking relic weapon, you know, from every expansion. So, like, I've done the grinds. And you get these little casual bitches who are like, I grinded a weapon or two, because I only grind the ones I want. So I'm fine with it being grindy. It's like, dude, fuck you. Maybe bitch and moan when that's all you do for the expansion and you have every fucking weapon. So then I know, oh, okay, you really do like the grind. Because even for the weapons you don't want and you don't care about, you still grind it. Because you like the grind so much. It's like, no, you're a little casual bitch who thinks, like, who only thinks of themselves and the people who only do one weapon, so they don't care how grindy, about having to grind it for all the other weapons, you know? Yeah, anyway. So I was totally fine with that. But yeah, there definitely were people who valued those weapons less. And you see so many people being like, look, normally people are bragging about all the cool relic weapons they got, but I didn't see many people bragging about these ones because they were just so easy. It's like, no, normal people brag about the weapons because of how cool they look. Some aspect of it is, yes, how grindy it is, sure, right? Some aspect of the coolness is how few people have them. But I do it for the appearance. I think this weapon looks cool as fuck, so I want to get that weapon. So, anyway. So that's the point. So basically, it was kind of like her thing. It's like, yeah, even though she did live in this tedious time, she still does have a fond recollection of it. Even though she still does understand, yeah, I remember being super bored during that time, but I wouldn't mind going back and reliving those times for a little bit.
愛も憎しみもとても強烈な感情よ。だからこそそれらが失われた時、
そいつは詭弁だね。前を向いて生きてる人間ならだけど、確かに私は例外だ。誰かが。
Well, so that's the dumb thing. Focus on destruction of things they hate. You don't hate Sumer. You don't hate Sumer as a whole. You hate some aspects of it, but you don't hate the country so much that you would wish for its destruction. So its destruction would be, you obviously don't hate it that much. You hate it enough that you don't want to go back, because you don't want to relive these memories and be reminded of your bad past. But like, you don't hate it to the point of wishing for it to be destroyed.
スメールは嫌いだけど、こんな形で滅びてほしいわけでもない。いいよ。
まさかここぞとばかりにぼったくるつもり？
さあ、どうだろうね。
先に言っておくけど、そんなに持ち合わせはないわよ。どうしてもって言うなら。
スメールまでの旅費は
それだけ？
ああ、いろいろと借りもあるしね。しょうがない。スメールに戻るとしよう。ヤッフォーだ。
姉さん、どうしたんだ？
しばらくスメールに戻るから、その間。
Oh, okay. So she did stay here. I was wondering if she also had joined.
安心して任せてくれ、姉さん。こうして聡明な天の使いニコはみんなのために頼もしい仲間を連れてきたのでした。
Is she the perfect person, or is it because of her connection with Thoth?
ちょいと持ってないかい？スメール。特に砂漠には二度と戻らないと思ってた。
Yeah, so even still, she was thinking she might return to this non-desert parts of Sumer, which actually appear in the desert, where she has the worst memories.
あいつならアール村で用事を済ませてから合流する予定だ。話の途中に悪いな。今後の行動に。
僕たちはキング・デシェレトの霊廟へ向かい、伝説の R
沈黙の殿の資料によれば、キング・デシェレトの霊廟には R と接続できる。
出発まではまだ時間があるから。
ところでお二人は何と呼べば？
ネフェルって呼んどくれ。普段は灘くらいに住んでる。
あ
あ。中に閉じ込められてる三冠神の一柱、時の王とはちょっとした縁が。
もちろん助かるよ。ネフェルは砂漠の人間なのか？
どうしてそう思うんだい？
あんたからどこか私と似た空気を感じる。私はディシア、エルマイト旅団の傭兵で、いつも砂漠。
ああ、ドリーさんとは付き合いがあってね。前からあんたたちの話でも、隣にいる彼女はあんたたちのことをよく知らないし。
実は全く知らないというわ。
Oh, okay. So that was the voice. I was assuming that when the voice that was appearing in Cole's head, because I'm on my treadmill, I can't really hear any of their voices at all. So I'm kind of just doing. So when a voice appeared in Cole's head, I thought it was Nicole, but I couldn't hear it, so I wasn't able to 100% say, "Oh yeah, that's Nicole's voice."
まさか伝説。
コレイ、どうかしたの？
もしかして頭の中で夢の内容を送信様に報告するよ。ええ、そうよ。私の肩書きはたくさんあるけれど、今回はこの場に最も
Oh, she has a last name? Did we ever hear that last name before? I don't remember. Also doesn't sound that familiar too. I'm curious if that last name has any sort of significance.
天の使い？なんだか。
そうね。とりあえず とても長生きな。
そうそう。それにすごいある意味芸術家。
旅人とパイモン。
そこまで持ち上げられちゃうとどうかかしこまらずに普通にニコさん、いくつかもちろん何を聞きたいのかもわかるわよ。なぜあなたがおかしくなった真実へ導いてあげることはできるけれど、それは。
Okay. That was longer than I was expecting, so I'm going to put a pin in this and stop for now. So I ended up walking for 90 minutes. Honestly, I had expected to put more time into this, but then I forgot I hadn't pulled for Nicole yet, so I wanted to make sure I did that. Okay. Oh, yeah, I want to make sure I pull for Nicole. Let's see, how many hours are these have to go? And I want to make sure I put the two of them in the put the two of these guys. Let's see how much time do I have more. Oh, okay, so these aren't going to be done today. Okay, time to buy new seeds then. Buy new seeds and also throw Nicole and what's the little girl's name again? Into the home to earn passive friendship experience. Okay, so did I finish his? Oh yeah, he's alone. He's a Luga. Okay, so I've already done everything for him. He's already level 10, so I can pop him out and pop the two of them in. Okay. Up we come. Companion. Oh, prune. That was it. That was who it was. Goes here. Goes here. Okay. So now these guys will get experience. Now I can go out and give them the experience. Yeah, I did not want to accept this patch of experience before I put them in there first. Yeah. So they're going to take a bit. And then I want to make sure I buy the seeds, which I keep forgetting to do. So that basically my seed, because you can only buy 5 seeds per week. So you want to make sure that whatever seeds you use on your patches, that you, before the end of the week is up, buy all the remaining ones. But the problem is that sometimes like my seeds would be finishing on Sunday, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll wait until they're ready, and then, you know, I'll wait until they're ready. Okay. I'll wait until they're ready. Oops, not that one. I'll wait till the seeds are ready on Sunday, plant some new stuff, and then buy the seeds. But the problem is that like it's the kind of thing where it's like, oh, whoops, like they're going to be ready in an hour. I know, I'll just pop back in an hour and harvest them and then buy the seeds. But then I like start playing another game and I completely forget about it. And then Monday comes around, I'm like, fuck, my plants are ready and I forgot to buy the seeds from last week. So now I'm low on seeds, which is fine for the most of them. The problem is for the water seeds, the water plants, there's not that many water plants. So if you forget like to re-up your seeds, you start going into the negatives with your water plants because you just don't have that many seeds to plant. So it's hard to distribute them because you plant 4 at a time and you have 2 patches. So you're planting 8 at a time, and then they finish every like 3 days or so. So you can get 2 patches of them. So basically, I think you have like like 8. You have like 6 like 6 water type plants. So like in a week, you could use 4 seeds of 4 of them, 4 of the plants, with an extra spare. But then if you forget to re-up them the next week, now you're already... So basically you start actually going into the negative. Normally you can keep them topped off at all times, but if you don't buy a week of them, your water plants are the ones that are actually going to start going into the negative because you just have less varieties of them, and you're limited to 5 types or 5 seeds per variety. So kind of becomes annoying. But anyway, start this game and then just chill. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. I will be back on later. Again, I'm going to pop into Zenless and Arcanites to quickly spend my stamina. This time I shouldn't be too much of a break. Last time I got distracted because I had fucked up. I hadn't anticipated something with my Enfield factory, and it led to something being clogged, which then lowered the production rate of some of my shit, and I didn't realize I had not anticipated it. Oh yeah. Well, it's because one of my resources had clogged. So I got into the cap. I was just stockpiling it, but I forgot to keep monitoring it to make sure I didn't cap out. So once it capped out, it clogged, and so basically all the production facilities that were going into making that clogged. And the problem is some facilities that were not directly related to the production of it also got affected because it had to do with my cuprium, and cuprium is also used to create sewage, and the sewage was being used to create heavy zeronite, to create effluent zeronite, which was then used to be making heavy zeronite. But the problem is that because the cuprium clogged, it was no longer producing sewage, and because it was no longer producing sewage, it then fucked over my effluent zeronite. So I had to fix that, and that's always kind of annoying when something clogs. You're just like, shit, what the fuck went wrong? Where is the clog, and how do I resolve it? So I figured it out, but it did take me a little while. But this time, I made sure. I think everything is in a good state, so I'm going to just make sure that everything still is, which I expect it to be. So it should be just a quick little popping into each of the games for a few minutes, and then I will start playing more Digimon Story Time Stranger. So I looked at the trophies. It does look like I'm getting relatively close. I think there's like 4 blank trophies, 4 hidden trophies, and then a trophy that says like beat the game. So I think I have 5 trophies worth of shit to do. So we'll see. I'm not sure how long that will take to do, but either way, I'm gonna get back into the game and have some fun. So yeah, I will be back on later to play more Digimon Story Time Stranger. I might then do Disco Elysium afterwards. I'm not sure. I did a little yesterday, but I actually did get a game over. So I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, like this is not the Disco Elysium is not the type of game. It's not the type of point and click adventure game where you can click every option. If you click every option, you can sometimes fuck yourself over. Like I basically that's the reason why I got a game over, is because I fucked myself over 3 times. I was like, I'm just gonna do every single one of the options, and then it's like, oh, because I did this option, I now hurt my foot and I lost health. I'm like, oh shit. And then because I was like, oh, I'll try to like just get through this door, and I slammed into it. And even though in theory the check might have succeeded because it looked like it flashed green, it still did damage to me, and I only had 1 health, and so I lost that 1 health and died. So it's like, fuck. So if I had more health, I might have been able to get through. But regardless, like, there's a lot of choices that basically provide you no advantage whatsoever and still fuck you over. So it's just like, normally, like, for these type of games, I want to see like all the story has to offer, but in this game, it's like, you have to be really careful, because some of these choices will lead you to do stupid things. Like, I had a mental health tonic, and I had to waste that mental health tonic because I looked at my police, lieutenant's partner's book about notes about myself, and they were negative, so I took mental health damage, and I had to use my mental health potion to restore myself. So it's like, if I just didn't read that, it would have been fine. If I didn't do some of the stupid shit I did, I would not only be at full health, but also have a health restoring item in case. So it's like, you have to be really careful with that game, which I don't like. When I play point and click adventure games, I like to pick everything. I like to see all the options. So I don't like this idea where it's like, oh, actually be careful because some of these options will lead you to get, to hurt yourself or to lose your self-esteem, so that you can get an early game over because of some stupid thing you did while trying to explore all the dialogue choices type thing, which is like kind of annoying. But anyway, I'll be back on in a little bit once I shower off. But then I will be playing more Digimon. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next